Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Menifee in California. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling Serenity Sunday. Yes, today is our day all about relaxation, unwinding, unplugging, and everything else. So today I have decided to take me time. The last few weeks have been pretty hectic, a lot of stuff going on, a lot that's been mentally challenging for me. So trying to maintain my sparkle has been a struggle at times these last few weeks, and there's a lot of stuff that's going on that's affecting the mental ability to cope very well. So I have decided to take today. I'm going to completely unplug. I'm going to turn my phone off, not get on the computer. So unplug is the first thing I'm going to do. Get myself back in balance, and I'm going to do that through actually going to sit down. I'm committed to sitting down today and writing. I haven't done it for a while, and my brain is just so clogged right now with all the stuff that's going on that I need a little more mental clarity. And in order to do that, I need to do a brain dump. So I'm going to be doing a brain dump today with my writing, get it all out. Who knows how long that's going to take, but I'm actually going to start it all with doing some meditation first. Because sometimes when I need to do a brain dump, I need to kind of get into a meditative state, and then I just let the subconscious take over and do all the writing for me. And half the time I don't know what's going to come. I don't know what's going to be going on that piece of paper until it comes out of the end of the pen. There's been a few things that have come out at the end of the pen that I've sort of long gone, what? And wondered what the heck is going on with everything. Why the heck was that coming out? And oh my God, and like last year there was some stuff that came out. It scared the bejesus out of me. I was sort of like, what the heck is going on? So today it's all about disconnecting. It's a self-care day today. I need to get into the right mental frame of mind to give me clarity on some decisions that need to be made. It's a tough place to be in when your brain is cluttered. So today is decluttering the brain. It is taking care of self. It is disconnecting, doing some writing, some meditation, finding my balance again. So you're not going to see me online a lot today. It's already It's already after 11. We've been out for our walk. Our walk today was a short walk. The air outside was horrific. I took a picture, which I will post after this, of the sky outside today. I mean, there's some beautiful hills. When we walk down one of the paths, there's some beautiful hills that we walk towards, and you could barely see them because of the smoke. And I was coughing a lot on the walk, which I don't typically do unless I haven't hydrated properly beforehand. And I had drunk my bottle of water beforehand and got out there, but the smoke going in through the lungs and stuff, the air quality out there is horrific. And when I came back, I checked on my different weather apps. I got two that I look at, and both of them had low air quality numbers saying don't go outside unless you have to. If you have breathing issues, don't go outside. And I was like, great, never been outside in this. And then I was looking at the allergy report, and dust and dander is high. Well, dust is one of my triggers. And I was like, great. So I had dust and dander high on the allergy list, with dust being my trigger. Dander not too much of, not really an issue. After all, I live with a dog. Dogs have dander, except for those that don't. There are some breeds that don't. But she has her dander, and I'm fine with that. And then you had the bad air quality, and I'm like coughing and spluttering my way around our walk today. And so after the first 2 to 3 minutes of our walk, and I was coughing heavily, and I kept going like this to cough into my shirt. Because here at the RV park, they don't require masks unless you're inside one of the buildings. But they've got all the buildings closed except for the bathrooms and the bathrooms, the fitness center, and the laundry are the only 3 places where, and they've got a limit on the number of people that can be in there at any one time. Like the fitness center, they'll only allow 3 people at a time to be in there. And they still want you to maintain your distance and stuff while you're in the room. And the fitness center it's a good size. It's not a large fitness area compared to some of the resorts I've been to, but it's also not one of the smallest ones either. It's a good size. It's a good size for it would be on par with about a hotel sized fitness room. On the larger side is the hotel sized fitness rooms. I think I've done a video on that one before. I think I have, but it's its own little building and everything else. But there's plenty enough room for 3 people to maintain their social distance, and then some. So that was pretty good on that. So yeah, so today, and so we coughed and so I cut the walk in half. We did our evening circuit. We did our evening circuit this morning, and got back. I don't think Zephyr was too happy with me because then she just tore up and down the RV and the bed end. I tell you, the speed that she goes at when she does that, it is enough to move the bed, because the mattress sits on a wooden base. And yes, it is a slidey wooden base because you've got to be able to lift it up. So it has to be able to move to slide on that base for when you lift it up and put it back down again. Because there's storage underneath the bed. And to do that, you lift up the lid and put it back down. And she moved it enough that and there's about 6 inches on either, when it's balanced, it's about 6 inches on either side between where the built-in cabinets are that are up by the top end of the bed. That you kind of got to, I tell you this, to make this bed is a workout. It is a workout. Hang on, I'm going to go look at this so I can show you what I'm talking about. I don't know what condition the bed is in right now, but, oh, it's not too bad. Okay, so one of the challenges with this is you've got about a 6-inch gap between here and the mattress. This here is like your nightstand. So when you make the bed, and you have to be able to slide it around, because this here is about 3 feet. Yeah, about 3 feet. No, yeah, it's about 3 feet. So this shelf here from the wall down to here is about 3 feet long. You've got to reach over that to get your fitted sheets onto the mattress, right? Okay, so this is my weighted blanket wrapped up in the quilt. You can see how much force she's had because it is hanging off. It doesn't have a lot left on the bed. I've actually pulled the covers down because these covers were all over here. But yeah, this is a 20-pound weighted blanket, so you can see how much she's moved that. She's 32 pounds. So you can see with her speed and agility how much she's moved it. I've actually put the mattress back on here, but the mattress was all the way hard up against that side, so she moved it at least 6 inches, and then had it skewed a bit. And I still have the strap here supposedly holding the mattress on. So when you make the bed, you have to actually swivel the mattress down so you can reach the top corners and put it back. It's actually it doesn't take long to make the bed. It's just a lot of physical work to do it because you don't have a lot of space to work in, and you have to move the mattress backwards and forwards in order to get up to the corners and everything else. So I get a weekly workout making the bed. And then she goes and upsets it and everything else by her running up and down the thing. And I've done videos of her running up and down the RV thing, but you can see how much force that she puts in there. I mean, she moved a 20-pound weighted blanket, which is underneath that quilt there, and it's half hanging off the bed. And she's only 30. Look at this. She is only, where is it? Wrong button, that one. She's only 32 pounds. And she can move a 20-pound quilted blanket when it's folded up on a bed. Yes, it's talking about you, sweetie girl. Hey? Yeah. This is her favorite place to sit. See how she sits there with her butt up on the hump? When we're driving, her bed's down here on the floor, and she'll actually use that hump. Some people call it a doghouse. She'll use that to put her head on. So her bed will be down here between the things, and she puts her head up on the hump when we're driving. But yeah, sometimes she will sit there and look at me as I say, well, come on, let's go play. I'm like, no. She's like, okay, let's go play. But, so yeah, I don't even know how I got onto that. So, yeah, so she did her crazy run this morning and completely moved the bed and everything. And now she's going in to check the bedroom to see what I was doing. What you doing, Zeph? She's just gone trotting in there, like sniffing around. You're looking to see what Mummy was doing, are you? Yeah, okay. Go figure. So anyway, so today is as Serenity Sunday. It's all about relaxing, getting yourself in balance. And I'm going to get myself back in my mental balance today. I haven't done a lot of self-care lately. And it's showing. You can see my face. It's showing. I've got the bags under the eyes. Even though I'm getting sleep at night, I'm hydrating like crazy. I'm not taking care of what's in here. So today is very much going to be a self-care day. It's going to be disconnecting. It's going to be doing some meditating, some writing. I'm probably going to have music on most of the day, because that's how I like to relax. I may end up reading today. I don't know. But there will definitely probably be a nap involved somewhere along the way, because that's kind of what I need to do after I do a big writing dump. After I do a big writing dump, I'm just exhausted, so I got to go get take a nap or whatever. But today's very much going to be about turning everything off, disconnecting. I may watch. Depends on where the brain's at. But first of all, it's self-care. I may even go do a face mask today. I was thinking that today. I was thinking, maybe I'll do a face mask today. And maybe I've got a basin that my feet fit in, because I bought a basin feet size, and I've got a thing of Dead Sea salts. So I thought maybe I'll do a foot bath today. I haven't done one of those in a long time. Maybe I'll give myself a pedicure, although I don't really know how to do pedicures anyway, but I'll give myself my version of a pedicure, and maybe I'll do a manicure for myself as well. Yeah, nails are getting to the point where they need trimming. But yeah, it's just going to be a self-care day today, especially on the mental side, because the mentality has taken a lot of beating lately. There's a lot of tough decisions coming up, and some that I don't want to make. But I need to be in the right frame of mind to even contemplate those things. So there's going to be a lot of writing done today. There may be some face masks coming in today. In fact, I think I will do that today. Yeah. That's gone very bright all of a sudden. I think my flashlight's turned itself on. But yeah, so there'll be a lot of clearing of the mentality today. Getting myself back in balance. We'll be staying inside because of the air quality outside, plus it's meant to be 97 today. Then the next 3 days are supposed to be in the 3 digits. I'm like, great. But they're low 3 digits. We're talking 102, 103. But the cool part is at night, it drops down to 60, into the 60s. So I'm like, yes, at least it's cold at night. That's the important thing. So yeah, so we'll be putting the ACs on shortly to help filter the air. Because it's one of the things they say is just stay inside an air-conditioned area. And I'm sort of like, it's 66 degrees inside my RV. I really don't want to put the AC on, but air quality wise, I'm going to have to do it. But I'll clean the filters first before I do that. So I'll probably clean the filters first, then start on my self-care portion of the day. So today's all about self-care. It's Serenity Sunday, so it's all about peace and calmness. Disconnect. Do some self-care today, mentally, physically, whatever it is that you need to do to take care of you. Because the number one thing that, especially that I learned with caregivers, the golden caregiver rule is always take care of yourself first. And trust me, I know from personal experience how hard that can be. But take care of yourself first, because if you don't take care of yourself, how can you take care of your loved ones when they're sick? And that was the golden rule of caregivers. Always take care of yourself first. I am a nurturer by nature, so it is very difficult for me to nurture myself when I've got other people, and I've got, like, especially when I had Brad, when I was taking care of Brad, it was very hard for me to take time for myself. He kept pushing me to take time for myself. And I remember when he had Freddie, the ileostomy from hell, he wanted me to go and get a massage one time. I said, I can't. And he says, why not? I said, I'm going to be on the table. I said, it's not going to do me any good to go have a massage. He says, why is that? I said, because I have to be at max 30 minutes away from you if your seals on your ileostomy break, because I had a 30-minute window that I had to get that basically crap off his skin because of the acid in it, so it didn't burn his skin and he didn't end up with yeast infections around the ileostomy, and get it all cleaned up and get new seals put on there. I had a 30-minute window to do that, so I had to be less than so it's never more than 30 minutes away from the house. Because I had a very small window that if his seals broke, and because of the position of the ileostomy, Brad couldn't see it, so he couldn't do any of the changing of the seals himself, and it was also his abdominal crease, so whenever he bent forward, he would pop the seals. So to get out of his recliner, he had to keep himself very straight and not bend at the waist, because if he bent at the waist, he would pop the seals. So it was interesting when we finally figured out how he was popping the seals so regularly, and once we figured that out, he was able to move a lot slower and with purpose, rather than, oh, I need to get up. He had to actually stop, think about it, and had a process that he had to go through in order to get up without breaking a seal, and the same for going in reverse for sitting down. So he had to figure that out. We had to figure out the best way for him to do that. And so I said, so my concern is that if I'm off getting a massage, that my phone's going to ring you and tell me your cells are broke, and so I'm going to be tense waiting for that phone to ring, and I'm not going to get any benefit out of the massage. I said, once the ileostomy's gone, yeah, I will definitely go have a massage, but while we're still at the ileostomy, absolutely not, no way. So he would have to force me to go take care of myself. So I would just drive down to somewhere like Barnes and Noble, because that was like my Barnes and Michael's was too dangerous to go into. So we had a Michael's and a Barnes and Noble in the across the road from each other in two different shopping centers. And so I would go to Barnes and Noble because it was hard for me to walk out of there without a book, because I love books. I love books and I love my crafts. If I got into Michael's, the brain would start going, oh, if you take this and we did this and I'd start building these craft projects in my head and buying supplies to go do this craft project. But I wouldn't just get the supplies I needed. I would go a little overboard with the supplies. And because then they may have some sale. They were always, Michael's always has sales on. And like if you go into the basket area, they would have like 50% off baskets or 70% off baskets. I'm like, oh, that would be really good in the bathroom. Or that would be good there. And the brain would start going. So Michael's was very dangerous to go into unless I had a project that I needed to do, and I needed the supplies for it. So my safe vice was to go to Barnes and Noble, because as hard as, if I bought one magazine, it was okay. But I would go in there and browse the thing, because I wouldn't get that rush of ideas I would every time I walk into Michael's, and something would catch my eye, Michael's, and then the brain would start, oh, we could do it, and I'd walk out, with bags of stuff. If I went into Barnes and Noble, I could limit it to one magazine or one book. So once a week, I would go to Barnes and Noble and just wander around there for about an hour, browsing, looking through things, adding books to my book list. And was this before I got the Kindle? I'm trying to remember. I had just gotten the Kindle at this point, because Brad was giving it to me for my birthday in 2007, and that was December, and the next version of the Kindle came out the following February. So Brad asked if I would mind waiting for my birthday present. I said, absolutely not. When he told me what it was, I said, not a problem. He said, the new edition's due out then. And so I said, that won't be a problem. So buying fiction books was kind of off the list at that point, because I was able to get fiction books online. And that's basically what I use my Kindle for, is for fiction books. The non-fiction books, however, I have to have the physical. Yes, I have some electronic, because I use them as reference material, and so to be able to hop on the computer really quick and go, that's fine. But there are certain books like Think and Grow Rich, The Magic of Thinking Big, How to Win Friends, Influence People, The Richest Man in Babylon, all of those sorts of books, where I sit there with highlighters and pens and post-it notes, and I'm like marking that book up like crazy. And I can tell how many times I have written a book by the different colored highlighters, because I have 6 colored highlighters that I use, and once I hit 6 in a book, I've got to get a new copy of the book to start going through it again, because then I lose track of what I've done. And I also use different colored pens. I tie in the different colored pens with the highlighters as much as I can, because I have these really cool, I can show you, really cool 4-colored pens. This is the typical, everybody knows this one, with the red, black, green, and blue on it. But they also have a spring-colored one, which has the pink, the purple, the spring green, and the aqua blue. So these have 8 colors on them, so I coordinate those as best I can with the highlighter that I'm using, and that's what I use to write the notes in the margin, to help underline other pieces, to asterisk things that need extra things. And then I found, and I don't have them handy right now, but I've found these little post-it notes that actually come in the shape of a flower, and each one's a petal, and I can use that to point to different things. Sometimes I go for my little square ones, the ones that are smaller than the 3x3s up here, the little, were they 1 inch by 1 inch ones, I think they are, or 2x2s. 2x2s, I think, 2x2s, where I can actually write little notes on them and stick them on that page. So I have a method for reading. So I'm an active reader when it comes to nonfiction. So when I was in Barnes and Noble, I would limit myself to like one magazine or one book, depending on what was going on in my brain. But I would research other books that I would like to go back and read as well. And I would also take notes of fiction books that I would like to read and put notes on them, so I could then go get them on the Kindle. So I had my methods to my madness, but I could not do that in Michael's. Michael's was very much impulse, very much sort of like, oh, creativity, boom. There was a little more of a method when I went into a Barnes and Noble store, although if they had any new journals in, because I love journals, so I would purposely walk away from the journal section. Go over this side where the magazines were, over this side where the books were, over this way where the books were, but stay away from over here where the journals were. So there's methods to the madness. So those were sort of like, in those times it was tough to take care of myself, but that was my getaway, was being able to go and just spend time browsing Barnes & Noble, because if Brad called, I could be home in 15 minutes. And so it wasn't like I was there to have a massage or a pedicure or a manicure. And pedicures, manicures, for some reason, I only do those when I'm on a cruise ship. I think there's only been twice, maybe 3 times, but no more than 3, that I've actually done a pedicure and a manicure on land. All the other times I've had them done, they've been done on a cruise ship. Don't ask me why. There's just something about being on a cruise ship and having a pedicure. I guess because the people who are on the cruise ship actually talk to you and have conversations with you. And sometimes they'll do a little extra without charging you the extra. Whereas you don't seem to get that on land. Go figure. But anyway, so today is all about self-care, getting that balance back in your life between physical, mental, and between physical and mental. Today's definitely going to be working on the mental side of things, doing some meditation, doing a lot of writing today, unplugging and disconnecting. So you will not see me back online until 4 p.m. this afternoon. So have a super fantastic leave in the comments below what you like to do on Serenity Sundays to help get you back in balance as well. What are some of the things that you like to do to help you relax? So put them in the comments below, because some people could be looking for suggestions, and your suggestion could be the one, and what you do could be the suggestion that somebody's been looking for, or the spark to inspire them to do something similar to that, or sort of think, oh yeah, I like doing that. I've forgotten about that. So, reclaim some of yourself today. Reclaim some of your mental clarity today. And have a super fantastic, sparkling Serenity Sunday. Hei konera.